how is it you choose the subject matter for your images?
Going back to, because I knew I wanted to be a photographer in about 1982, really. And one of the techniques I used, and the subject matter I chose, was to concentrate on landscapes, but to do them in a way that they were attractive, simple, but they contained a deep message. So it's like I wasn't ramming it in anyone's faces. This also had the additional plus of actually being suitable material for calendars sometimes. So you learn all those things by engaging.
Yeah.
You're learning the whole time.
Yeah.
And never have a fixed idea about anything. So I chose habitats of Britain and Ireland. That was one of my first strands. And so I'd go out and I'd pre-visualised, I knew somewhere, and I'd pre-visualised the photographs I want. So I'd go maybe, like with the pollution, 50 times. And I'd go different times of the day, never have a preconception that maybe the first light and last light was the best time, which it generally is. But sometimes the middle of the day, you get extraordinary light. So I had an open mind. It made for a fairly obsessional person, me. And so I created, that was one of my canvases. And it kind of related very much to that first book. But it also related very much to the second book, which came out in 2002, which I worked with another photographer, Bob Gibbons. And we did a book called Flowers at My Feet, which is, the title's taken from a John Keats poem. And we looked at the habitats and wildflowers of Britain and Ireland. And that was published by my now publishers, HarperCollins. And again, we were highly commended in the Natural History Book of the Year. So this time I got to meet E.O. Wilson, who is the doyen of ecologists. And that was a huge thrill. And I remember meeting him in London. He gave an amazing talk. And I introduced myself and I said, congratulations on winning the thing, but I'm so disappointed. And I then told him how I'd won an award in the States that year. And he said, okay, David, so you win over there, I win over here. And it was great, it just made me laugh. It took away my disappointment. But that's genius for you. And that guy had it in spades. I mean, just extraordinary ecologist. And you learn from those people. And so that book, I had a technique of using wide-angle lenses, something I developed from an extraordinary photographer, Tony Evans, who had done The Flower in the Britain with Richard Mabey in the late 70s, early 80s. And Tony Evans was one of the true greats. And so you're learning all the time. You're open to techniques, seeing does it work for you? What does it mean? So we did that, but very much in the spirit of Tony Evans's work. And it's important to acknowledge it. And we went all over Britain and Ireland. I mean, that was an extraordinary journey. At that time, it was really fortunate for us. Photographers were properly rewarded. That's not something that now happens. That's changed, and that's a really important message that relates to people who want to become photographers.